Shorekeeper returns for the first time since her release for a hilarious 11 days before the anniversary patch begins. We already know that we have fan favorite Zani coming up next patch, as well as Chikona. So the question is Shorekeeper just bait to make you spend all your Astrides before the cool anniversary characters come? Well, if she is some incredible bait, because Shorekeeper, at least in the game's first year of service, remains one of the best characters of all time. There's a reason all the top teams have been using her since her release, but I thought it would be nice to give a more casual view of the character. What if you just want your time in Wuthering Waves to be as straightforward as possible? What if you don't want a super complex character? Well, I'm afraid whether you love pushing this game to its limits, or you just want a character who will make everything a little bit easier for you, Shorekeeper really does it all. So, what's so good about Shorekeeper? You know, besides her gorgeous animations, her brilliant voice in any language, and the fact that she can turn into a butterfly at will and sail across water or even glide up any cliffs she wants. It is, of course, because she is the best support of all time. Unlike some other characters that are only good when you pair them with a specific element, Shorekeeper's buffs are universal. The main way she'll buff your characters is by using her Resonance Liberation, called End Loop. With this, she creates a huge bubble around her called the Stellar Realm. It starts off blue, then purple, and then finally the strongest version of it is gold. And in order to upgrade it, all you need to do is trigger a party member's intro skill. The blue Stellar Realm is pretty simple. It continuously restores the HP of any party member who's within its range. Especially in casual play or for players who are maybe not so good at dodging, this makes you feel all but invincible. The healing from this is so good. Then when you trigger the next intro skill and swap Shorekeeper out, it becomes the purple Stellar Realm. While this purple Stellar Realm is up, any party member within it will gain increased crit rate up to 12.5% depending on Shorekeeper's own energy regen stat. Crit rate is incredibly valuable, so having a boost to it on tap whenever you want is beneficial for all characters. Then when you trigger a second intro skill within the Stellar Realm, it will turn gold. And this gold Stellar Realm will grant all characters within it a crit damage boost up to 25% based off Shorekeeper's energy regen stat. But I've left out the best part. Each level of Stellar Realm keeps all the bonuses of the Stellar Realm before it. So the gold Stellar Realm will increase characters' crit damage, but it will also increase characters' crit rate, and it will provide everybody with a HP regen. It's so busted! And with the way Shorekeeper works, you basically have this up all the time. Not to mention, the visual feedback for this skill is just perfect. Seeing your Stellar Realm evolve in colors is just so satisfying. It's so satisfying. But her benefits for all types of players don't just end there. Popping her Resonance skill gives the whole team a chunky heal, which is excellent for exploring and echo farming when you eventually take some chip damage. And one of her inherent skills makes it so that when a character who's not Shorekeeper takes a fatal blow, they won't die. Instead, they'll be healed for 50% of Shorekeeper's HP, and Shorekeeper loses that amount of HP that she gives them. So, in a way, having Shorekeeper on your team grants you one extra life and lets you make just that many more mistakes in combat. Of course, there's more to Shorekeeper than that, and you can get quite creative with quick swapping, but if you're a casual player who just doesn't care about any of that, and all you want to do is see that beautiful golden Stellar Realm, Shorekeeper doesn't punish you for that. It's very easy to trigger 2 intro skills within its duration, especially if you bring a character with fast concerto generation, such as Sanhua or Rocha. And if you can use Shorekeeper's intro skill while the gold Stellar Realm is up, it will trigger Shorekeeper to do this huge nuke attack. And yeah, it feels so good to do every time. Now, the timing on getting that can be a little bit tight. Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately, getting copies of Shorekeeper can help mitigate this. In particular, if you feel that you really love Shorekeeper and you want her to feel even smoother, consider getting her to S1. One extra copy of Shorekeeper brings a lot of quality of life. At S1, when she uses Stellar Realm, its effective range is extended by 150%. So even though the visuals don't change, you can go way outside your bubble and still get heals and buffs. In addition, Stellar Realm's duration is extended by 10 seconds, making it extremely trivial to make sure it's up at all times. And remember that cool special intro skill that Shorekeeper has? Well, using it will not end Stellar Realm at S1, whereas it normally does. If I was a huge fan of Shorekeeper, who had maybe been collecting coral all along and could afford 2 duplicates for her, I might stretch to getting her S2. S2 makes it so that any one of her Stellar Realms, even blue, increases the attack of all party members by 40%. Because, you know, she just didn't have enough buffs before. She just wasn't useful enough. No, she's insane. She's insane. She's absolutely bonkers. Though her S3 does make her Resonance Liberation give her 20 more Concerto when you cast it, making it much easier for her to trigger the next character's intro skill. But it's really not too bad without it either. Generally, I'd advise stopping at S1 just because it makes her feel so much better. But again, at S0, she provides so much. You just have to be a little bit snappier with everything. So, is Shorekeeper bait for the upcoming Anniversary characters? And indeed, whoever comes after them? Well, yes and no, I would say. Because she is some damn good bait. She's legitimately so good that you'll never want to stop using her. At least, unless they make some characters who are as busted as she is on multiple teams, which is kind of hard to imagine. She just works with everybody because her buffs are so general. And her healing is so potent. A lot of players shouldn't underestimate that. I suspect that due to her ease of use, the strength of her buffs, how general her buffs are, that she's not going to be truly replaced for a long time. Of course, we don't know that. We can't see the future. So follow your heart, and if you really liked her in the story, then you should absolutely get her. It is a bit of a shame that Shorekeeper exited the story just as soon as she entered it, but you can watch this to find out how Wuthering Waves has been dealing with these kinds of issues ever since launch.